Hi everyone, welcome to another Octava Podcast here in the house of Spotify. Have you met Spotify?
Absolute pleasure being here. The first time actually I visit a Spotify office.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here.
Nice. Here we are joined by this great DJ, producer, musician, pianist, composer, arranger,
Wow.
and live performer.
It's a lot of pressure on my shoulders now.
He has made through his career of productions and I think live performance like a great difference, no? Like connecting these melodic harmonies with these progressive beats, house, and getting to this point of giving us as an audience this emotional, no? This emotion, this electronic emotional storytelling, I think. With you here, Dr. Rodriguez Jr.
Hi, everyone.
Nice to meet
Hey,
you,
Martin.
man.
Nice
It's a
to meet you
pleasure.
too. Pleasure being here. Absolute pleasure.
I admire you a lot and thank you for coming to Colombia. How do you feel here in Colombia? Have you been before?
I love this country. I think it's one of the first countries in South America where I played or 18 years ago already, and it's
Wow.
always been like great experiences. I mean, you guys have a different energy here. Like the audience and the interaction, the connection is really, really, really strong and very inspiring, especially as a performer. So yeah, it's a country that has a very special place in my heart, definitely. Yeah.
A very diverse like piece of land, huh? A lot of sounds, a lot of different regions, a lot of people like from different places.
It's crazy actually to see how each city is different than the other ones. Like if you compare Bogota, Medellin, Cali, Cartagena, it's like totally different influences, a different pace, different different cultures almost. Actually.
Yeah, totally.
So it's very interesting. To
Yeah,
see
Colombia is like a big country with a lot of
this.
cultures,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I think because of the geographical place Colombia is,
Yeah.
you know, it's like an intersection of a lot of ships,
Right.
Phoenicians, indigenous commerce, and,
Right.
you know, French people coming to give us a lot of sounds, you know, the violin, the ansonetes.
Be careful with French people.
Yeah. Where are you from, Olivier?
I'm French. I'm from France. I grew up in south of France in a little town called Nîmes
Okay,
and Montpellier, and it's by the sea. Montpellier, not Nîmes. And I grew up in this environment by the sea and the sun. And I studied mathematics at the university in Montpellier.
Wow, nice.
And this is where I started going out and, you know, being involved in this music industry back in the 90s, in the mid-90s.
Okay.
I am that old.
No.
And but it was great. It was a great time for electronic music. Everything was kind of new and fresh, and we had this feeling that we could change the world, and we did somehow. You know, like it was nice to be part of this very early moment, the emerging moment of electronic music
That
in
movement,
Europe.
no?
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely, yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, friends.
Nice. Very good. And you like since you were very young, you played the piano, no?
Yeah.
I read about that and how's that influence of French music in your house with your family? Like your father taught you how to play piano, or,
No,
or
not at
how
all.
was
Yeah,
your,
well,
your
my-
connection with music?
My father always dreamed to be a musician, but it never happened, you know. Actually, it helped a lot because he was like, "Yeah, if you can make it for me," you know. So
Wow.
it was like very, very helpful, and it really helped me to. Even when I decided to quit, the university was like, "Yeah, go for it, you know, go for your dream, go for your passion."
Wow.
So it's been very helpful. But no, I don't have any musician in my family. No musicians. Of course, they were listening to a lot of music, a lot of French music, a lot of also English and American music, like the Beatles and the Stones.
Wow, nice. No, they're great, man.
Yeah, all that stuff. My father was a lot into this, rock sound from the 60s and the 70s, and of course, I guess the Beatles, for instance, are a big influence for me. I listened to that. I absorbed it so many times.
For sure.
But yeah, and they had this feeling when I was very young that I had a special connection with the music, and so I started the piano lessons at the age of 6.
Wow.
I had
Very young. Yeah.
Very young, yeah, very young.
And what was the first artist or live show that you saw in your life that told you okay, I'm gonna make electronic music and I'm gonna put my life, my feelings into this career, no?
Well, so it's interesting because it was before dance music. We had this we still have this electronic artist in France called Jean-Michel Jarre.
Wow.
And I remember listening to a song on the radio, and I was probably 8 years old, and I was like, "What the heck is that? What are those sounds?" It was like sounds coming from nowhere, electronically produced, and I was like, "What is that?" And my mom told me, "Yeah, it's Jean-Michel Jarre," and then this connection with electronic music never stopped. I've always been fascinated by those sounds coming from inside. They don't have any acoustic reality. It's not like a guitar or drums that you directly create a sound with a vibration. You have to think. You have to create those sounds.
The oscillation,
exactly.
of the wave.
Exactly.
When we play synthesis or some electronic keys.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You have to have that in mind, how to create a sound from a signal, from a simple signal.
Yeah.
For example, in a Moog.
Exactly. You have to use to kind of sculpt the sound and that's why I feel like they are coming from inside.
Yeah, it's like a heartbeat. It's like the sound of life. Finally.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So yeah, it was Jean-Michel Jarre, and eventually all those early electronic acts like Kraftwerk, Tangerine Dream.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
The sound is beautiful.
Incredible. I mean, they invented so much.
In your country and in Europe, bro, you're the pioneers, the first ones that make sounds with machines, taking samples and working with the technology. We were talking minutes before we begin recording about Rupert Neve, no?
Yeah.
You are the inventors, the creators of the big consoles that give us that analogic feeling.
The sound recording technology, that comes from Europe, America too. Especially synthesizers, Bob Moog and Tom Oberheim, all those guys.
Nice.
But this early electronic music, European electronic music. Tangerine Dream, Close Tools, all that stuff. Eventually Depeche Mode, on the pop side, using a lot of synthesizers. That's the kind of songs I will hear on the radio. And a little bit later, it's been the beginning of dance music, and the major influence for me was Detroit.
Detroit is amazing. This is one of my guys.
Detroit was interesting because it was a blend between those European influences and the Black American house music, soul music, funk, and they kind of combined all those influences into these
dance floors,
what they call techno.
Yeah, techno.
So all those guys, and still nowadays, even though my music might sound different, it's a major influence. Derek May, Kevin Saunderson, huge influence. All the drone basses I use in all my tracks. Kevin Saunderson did it in 88, 89.
Wow.
Kenny Larkin, Carl Craig, Second Generation, all those guys, major influence too.
Nice. Very good. So you love producing music with beat machines, recording instruments. How do you work your tracks? It comes from the piano, from a strange sound that you are with the Moog.
Can be like this. Well, usually I like starting the creative process either on the piano because when something works on the piano, it's like with a guitar. If
Yes.
it works on the piano or on the guitar, it's gonna work with anything else. You know, it's very very interesting instrument. So I like starting on the piano,
You got all the voices.
yeah, exactly.
So you can feel the bass, how
You
it's
exactly you get
playing with
the
harmony.
voicing, you get a hook, some kind of or gimmick, or I like starting with textures.
Okay.
So I just like mess around in the studio, connecting things together, going through pedals.
Which
and-
keyboard do you use for that textures? Like, what is your
Well,
favorite
I
one?
have a lot of things. I collected
Yes.
a lot of. It's like a disease, you know. I try to calm down a little bit, but yeah, I bought a new synthesizer last week.
Which one?
I bought a Korg Monopoly,
Oof.
which is very interesting because it has like I'm not gonna get too technical here, but it's kind of a weird layout, 4 oscillators. Then you can either use in unison mode or independently,
nice.
kind of paraphonic. So I like those weird instruments. I like when they have like either where there's a mistake, an engineering mistake, or they have like something a little bit different. But in the studio I use a lot the Moog Voyager. I have an ARP 2600, which I love. It's a very old one. It's from 1972, so it's a very old instrument, and of course. It has a lot of character, you know.
Yeah.
It creates a lot of happy accidents, and that's what I'm looking for in the studio. Like this, like, oh, what's going on? It shouldn't be like this.
It got like an arpeggiator or something, or
No, it's just
like
like
racks?
it's like a semi-modular kind of
Okay.
synthesizer.
Nice.
So you can patch it, but it's very basic and complex at the same time, and it creates a lot of accidents. That's something. It has a lot of life.
Nice.
Jupiter 6, I like it a lot. Roland SH101, I use it a lot. I have also an Elka Syntex. That's an Italian polyphonic
Nice.
synthesizer, very
Polyphonic.
interesting. So yeah, lot of things, and just I just like to mess around, and I like feeling like a little boy playing with
me
his
too, man,
toys.
me too.
You know how it is.
yeah, in the studio. It's like a Lego, bro. It's like I don't know, like
absolutely, yeah.
the best video game in your life is like being in a studio with a lot of synthesizers, a guitar player, and a big console. You know.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's
And
the
then there's this accident happening, or it's like, oh, there's something interesting, and then you start building up around it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's part of the fun, you know. It's not something that is for me too formulaic. I try to start from scratch every time for each track.
Nice.
It's very important.
Talking about this, like, make me think about the new generations, no, that are coming after you, you know, or DJs, producers, or managements, you know, that are creating this new artists. 2026, like, do you think people is losing this type of connection with real emotions and the equipment and the music, you know? And what type of artist or things do you recommend these new generations?
Well, yes, that's for sure. Like the electronic music became a little bit too formulaic for my taste lately. Sometimes when I listen to the news, I feel like listening to the same track again and again and again.
Yeah, it's awful, man.
And but
it's the real life, you know. We have to understand that and play with that, you know. Like, try to do something, you know.
Yeah, but in the meanwhile, there is also like this new generation who grew up with Spotify. That's very interesting. When I was young, when you wanted to listen to new music, you had to go to record shop, listen to vinyls, and there were like those limitations. And now the new generation, they have like this wide spectrum of genres they have direct access to with Spotify and those digital platforms, and I think it's great because they have like this ability to fusion things, and there are a lot of young producers who are kind of opening new doors because electronic music is all about that, you know, like. We are talking about Detroit. It was like a fusion of things.
Yeah, fusion.
And if we stop fusioning things, it's gonna be the same again and again, and we're gonna lose the point.
Totally.
So young producers like Trick, releasing on Inner Vision, doing a lot of mixing different elements, like South American influences with like pure, very edgy electronic music. People like this, yeah, I like it a lot.
Nice, very cool. And your videos, that like makes me like think about how an artist can make industry, you know, with our art, with our music, with our time in the studio. You have great videos and clips in your profile that I saw that and was like, oh bro, this guy knows how emotions work, you know, in this scrolling time and this is Spotify and all the streaming things that are happening. How do you get into that videos? How the song, do you work with the director or you imagine the video and just say like, hey, the son was born with this dream that I have?
Yeah, it's always nice to create something together, you know. When I work with people, either a video or visuals on stage or artworks, I like to let them create something by their own, you know. And I think it's very important to let also people be creative, and then we try to find like the connection between the different. But I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Cool, man. Congratulations. Really, it's good work.
Yeah, I want to do some more. It's expensive.
You have to do some in Colombia. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I will do that. I definitely want to be more involved with this Colombian scene.
You told me that you like cumbia, no?
I love cumbia.
No, the flow, no, the cumbia flow
I love
here in
cumbia.
Colombia. And have you recorded here some musicians, some drums or gaitas or?
I never did, but that's something I have in mind and quite seriously. Cumbia and also salsa. You know, like in Cali you have this salsa. I love salsa. My wife is Cuban.
Yeah.
So you know, nice. And in Cali you have like this amazing salsa scene. You know, that's something I discovered very recently. I didn't know about that.
Do you know Cali, no? Cali is the capital of salsa. And there is super cool Colombia. I love Colombia because of the diversity that we talked in the beginning. And there is this region that is in the Pacific, with the Pacific coast, no?
Yeah.
Because here, I'm from the coast part of the Caribbean, of the Atlantic Ocean. Here's the Pacific. So here you got this big jungle, you know, humidity, drums, all the African like instruments like
heritage,
the marimba, all the ways of singing when someone dies. That would be cool. So you can discover that type of
Let's
color.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Okay? It's a promise. Here.
Yeah, and it's been
Octava
recorded.
Podcast. We're getting a collab with Rodriguez Jr. Hey, I'm talking about the live performance you're making in Octava. You're playing a live set, or you're making some analog connections with instruments and visuals.
Yeah.
How is your performance?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting point. I've always played live. When I started performing in the 90s, I was already playing live. I was one of the first ones, at least in France. I mean, I remember going to a rave in Nîmes in 1995. I talk like a dinosaur.
You're like a professor. I was.
Yeah. And I remember Underworld. They were playing live already, you know, with these stacks of synthesizers and racks. So yeah, they were Underworld and the Chemical Brothers already were playing
Justice
live.
Was?
No, Justice, they came, well, like 10 years, 15 years later. Bro. But I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to play my music live in front of the audience, you know. Wow. I want to bring my synthesizers and everything. And I remember I had this small car and I would like stuff all my synthesizers, all my keyboard, the mixing board, the computer with the screen like this size and everything in the car. Nice. And set my stuff in forest, illegal raves in south of France. It was pretty messy and edgy, but so much fun, you know.
Wow.
And I don't know, I have always enjoyed playing my own music live and kind of convince an audience with my own music instead of playing other people's music. I don't know, it was like an instinct for me.
Totally.
So back in the days, it was mostly the laptop computers was not powerful enough to perform live, so it was like keyboards, big computers and mixing board. Now I moved toward like a more compact setup.
Which is your workflow right now?
For now, it's I'm using a laptop running Ableton Live, which is great for performing live because you can create so many different ways of routing your stems and your audio and to process your audio, and you can also trigger and launch audio clips, individually, and that's what I like doing. So basically, Ableton Live, I have controllers, I have a drum machine, I have a keyboard.
Key controllers?
Keyboards and also like knobs, so I can add effects, filters, stuff like this, and also I can also launch different clips, and then it's all about the interaction with the audience. When I feel they need more energy or less energy or something more sensual, something more emotional, then I'm gonna go through my collection of clips and that I have in my computer and create something
nice,
not from scratch, but as much as possible.
But it's beautiful to work like that, because I think that you have like your piece of art, like your a lot of sessions of the tracks in this live Ableton session, and you have like the real mini tiny sounds that you use in the production. You have it in your hand, no? That's very cool, like playing your own music and not playing like stems or like a master track of someone else, no? It's like
that's what I like doing. That's what I like doing, and when I sometimes there is I like creating moments. That's this moment that it's not gonna happen anymore, and you'll see someone closing his eyes or someone crying because it's special for him, and it's all about that.
You're giving things to people. You're serving.
It's all about
humankind, man. The world.
It's all about that, yeah. And sometimes I'm exhausted. I'm like, I just want to be home, and then I show up in the club, and there's this moment happening again. I'm like, man, it's worth it.
Right, and
I want to.
You inspire, with your music. For me, when I discovered you, and I told you, was like, wow, and I compare you like Bonobo, Chinese Man, all these guys that play with organic sounds, with real productions, with like feelings. You feel like the song goes. It's like a big heartbeat, and the connection with that, the interaction with the dance floor on the party. Oh man, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's magic,
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you support it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Obviously, I love you, bro. How do you feel the audience here in Colombia?
It's a great audience. It's one of the best in the world.
How do you feel the people?
It's one of the best in the world. I mean, Latin America, South America, generally, it's my favorite place to perform. But Colombia, as you said before, it's always different because there are so many influences. Yes. So there's always something to learn, and it's such a warm crowd. Such a warm. They just want to celebrate, to enjoy the moment, and they are very friendly. They want to take pictures. They want to, this. It's like it's real. Yeah. Compared to Europe. I don't want to talk bad about Europe, but sometimes the crowd in Europe can be more judgmental. You're performing, you're giving everything, and you have always this guy who's like
more cold. Here is a warm country.
Absolutely,
very happy place.
Yeah, absolutely, and it makes a big difference because then you just want to take more risks, and I just want to give more, and it's a trade. So yeah, Colombia definitely on my top list when
And you're playing your new release, no? Spaces in Between.
Spaces in Between.
Tell me about that track, bro. That sounds amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And the singer,
Ursula Rucker. Yeah.
Yeah, Rucker.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's awesome, man.
Oh, she's a legend.
And her music.
Yeah.
Wow, man. It's like a R&B, like a soul, I think.
Soul, R&B, spoken word, and I remember she had this release with King Brit on Guidance Record back in the late 90s again. It's been like massively influential. For me, it was poetry in electronic music.
Yeah, totally.
I was like, wow, that's what I want to do, And years later, actually, my friend Kes released this track with Ursula, and I was like, yeah, man, I want to remix this. you know,
Nice.
And it's been a very interesting process. You know, it's a remix, huh? It's not an original.
But you received the all the session, all the
all
stems.
the stems, the vocals, and everything, and it was
Nice.
so nice to kind of to recreate my own track with those elements. You know, when you remix something, when you get the right elements, it makes such a big difference. And this remix was like, wow, you know, everything was perfect, and yeah, very interesting
Beautiful. And the drops, the breakdowns that you make. But you add some layers, no?
one. Yeah, I had some
Yeah.
layers. I made it actually. The remix I did is very old school, very Kevin Saunderson, very inner city. I use the same kind of sounds, you know, the stabs and the Yamaha DX100 bass. I was like, a little reference to those influences. So yeah, we'll play tonight for sure. Yeah,
Nice.
and I'm also gonna test new material because at the
New
moment,
material?
yes,
Of the new EP or single or
new
album?
single, new album. Yeah, I'm working a lot in the studio. There is a lot going on for me at the moment. I'm working with the new management, and I think it's about time to work on a new album. So I'm experimenting a lot in the studio, trying to refresh my sound, and I have a lot of new material to.
And it's
to
like
test.
a need, no?
Absolutely,
When you
yeah.
go out
yeah.
of the studio, you have a lot of tracks and beats and sounds going on, and you have like, okay, I'm gonna play on this Saturday.
It's an
I will
addiction.
I will try that thing.
Yeah.
With people, no?
It's an addiction. It's an addiction. It's an addiction. I have to be honest with it, but it's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah.
And
A healthy addiction.
yes. And also I play live. So as I only play my own music, I need to come up with new material. Otherwise, I get bored. You know, like playing the same tracks again and again. So yeah, I will try some new material. If it's not good, just let me know, and I will remove it from the album.
No. All your music is very good and very emotional, you know. I love your album, Baobab.
Ah, yeah. So,
Oof. That's a beautiful album, man.
thank you. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Interesting one. It's been that's an album that, you know, each album represents a moment of your life, you know,
Okay.
like the people you work with and your influences, and this one was very intense because it was a moment of my life I was kind of lost, you know. I was going through difficult times with people around me and all that stuff, and I was also kind of not lost music wise, but I was looking for something new, and I was working on this album and something was missing.
Okay.
And I remember I was like, oh, maybe you should call the Lisette. Lisette was an old French. Lisette was she's a Cuban singer,
Okay.
Cuban American, and she was a very good friend, and she was part of this band called Nouvelle Vague. It's a
Okay.
French band. They do bossa nova covers of new wave standards.
Wow,
And I
nice.
was like, maybe you should call this set, and you know, maybe it will add like the right ingredient you're missing, you know. And so Lisette came to my place, and we started working on something, and we ended up being together, and we ended up getting married.
Wow,
It
that's
was
your
that.
wife,
It
bro.
was. She's my wife
That
now.
album connects like
Yeah.
your relationship. Right?
Yeah, this album like changed like swapped everything in my life.
Oh wow.
And then I was living in Belgium back then, and I moved to Paris, and then I started like brand new, fresh chapter of my life.
Wow.
So yeah, this album, even when I listen to it now, I get very emotional because
Yeah.
it kind of crystallized so much.
A
That,
lot
yeah,
of nostalgic melodies.
a lot of nostalgia,
all
a
the
lot of emotion.
layers,
Yeah,
the beats that you use, the kicks
Yeah.
are like in the place they have to be.
yeah. But yeah, for me, it was very interesting.
What is your
album.
best or the track that you like the most of that album of Baobab?
It could be Waste Tomorrow.
Waste Tomorrow.
Waste Tomorrow, because
Let's look at the second track, I think.
is the second track. Well, you're good. It's the second
It's
track,
the
I think.
second
Yeah,
track. I love that song too.
because it's very. It has all the ingredients I like. It has a lot of emotion. It's a little bit nostalgic, but still optimistic. Because you're gonna waste tomorrow. You're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
You know what it means. And a lot of fields recording, a lot of textures, It still has a drive, so it's the kind of balance I'm looking for in my music, you know, like the emotion, the drive, sensuality, texture, edge, and it's like, and also we recorded it very quickly. I remember with Lisette, we were kind of exhausted. Like, let's try,
But when you meet her, you already had like the basics of the album.
I had a few instrumentals, yeah.
Like some tracks, like the color of the album.
Yeah. The album was mostly ready, but like this extra ingredients was missing, you know. And so I had a lot of instrumentals, but she came to my place for 24 hours and we recorded 4 tracks.
Wow!
So it was like pretty intense. We had like this connection.
Wow!
And that's how I realized I was like, maybe if it works so well on the music side, maybe there's something more.
Wow!
It was something more.
That night was amazing. We finished the album, but great job, and she is a great singer.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she has an amazing voice. That's a voice that definitely connects very well with my music because it's very pure. It's like the right frequency range.
You're in love, man. You're in love.
Yeah.
And did you like play with her live?
I love that. Yeah, we played a lot together. Actually, we did a cercle back in the days in 2017. We did like this French cercle thing where they record live sets in remote locations. We did a cercle in France in Etretat in 2017, and we toured quite a lot together.
Nice.
And it's obviously a nice interaction, you know, sharing this relationship with an audience and
cool, man.
Yeah, and we worked again on my album. The next one was Bliss, I think,
Bliss.
2020.
Nice, 2020.
Feathers and Bones again. We did a few tracks together, and she will definitely be featured on the next one.
In the Colombian track that we're making, we have to put your
Let's do this.
girl there, bro.
Let's do this.
That would be very cool.
Let's bring it to the next level.
I got a good group of musicians here in Colombia, like very roots, with very root sounds and instruments, you know, from the Caribbean islands, from San Andres, like all of the calypso going from the Pacific with this African vibe of the marimba.
Yeah,
we got in the Atlantic coast, the Caribbean coast, from where I am. We got the gaitas of the indigenous people that live in the Sierra Nevada.
The gaitas?
The gaitas, they are like big flutes. They are really, the indigenous name is the wiwa.
Okay.
And is the gaitas is like a female flute and a masculine flute. So that was played by the indigenous people before colonization, you know? I'm talking about pre-Columbian history music, you know, where harmonies were not here, you know? They came with the piano, with the European people.
They brought their stuff.
So we got all these sounds, you know, of shamans all around Colombia, of these communities. The Los Llanos Orientales is beautiful, like this cowboy tradition culture.
Amazing.
So,
and it's deeply rooted into this.
And the way of singing, you know, of these old women in the little towns near the river. The Magdalena River is a very important river here in Colombia. So we got like all this like motherhood, I think, of the cumbia. You know, all this vibe like with the connection with our ancestors, our nature.
Yeah.
So we can explore. Like,
man, you're gonna have to bring me there now.
Yeah, for sure. You're invited to the Sierra Nevada. You want to meet the Cogis and the Arhuacos.
We'll love that.
Indigenous people we have there.
They
are very magical persons, you know.
We'll love that. I would love that. Yeah, I like those like very deeply rooted early music, and we have some of these in Europe too, you know, like all the Gaelic stuff, you know. My grandmother, my abuela was from Galicia.
I'm from Galicia.
And they have like those Gaelic influences, like the gate, they call it the gate, la gaita. La gaita, it's like a bagpipe.
The Irish, we call it
exactly,
here like the Irish
exactly.
Gaita. But this is like a wooden.
Exactly,
it's like a wooden with a thing made of warm thing and a duck feather.
Exactly.
A duck feather.
Yeah. They have some drums too, and I love those influences. I love that.
Nice.
It's so anchored into the human history.
Totally. In the vallenato, that is like a very root sound and format of music. we got the caja vallenata. That if you look, the instrument is like a djembe, an Arabic djembe from north of Africa or Marruecos or something like that, like cut it in the half, you know. But it's like the same thing. So we are like all connected, no?
Very interesting.
With music.
Very
when
interesting.
I hear your music, I feel like a lot of things, you know, with the vocals, the layers, the breakdowns. Like I feel that you will connect a lot with Colombian way of making music.
Absolutely, yeah. If there's a chance to explore, I would love that. And yeah, you also have like a lot of African influences here. Obviously.
Yeah, totally.
That's something I really like. I have a fascination for Africa too. It's
Yes.
for the same reasons.
Yes,
Like
yes.
culturally, that it's so anchored into the human.
Have you
human
played
history.
there?
In Africa? Yeah, a couple of times. Kenya, South Africa,
Wow.
a few times. But as I said, my wife is Cuban, and they also have like those massive African influences over there, and like with la santanera, and they also
The
have those
voodoo.
drums that only the men can play, or it's so much
Because they evoke like
history.
the spirits, no? When
Exactly,
they play the drums
yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the
very-
babalao and all that stuff.
uh-huh.
It's fascinating. There's so much
It's a trip.
to learn.
It's a trip.
It
How-
is.
How music can make you feel things, no? And connect with people.
Yeah.
And connect with the dance floor, with the audience.
Yeah.
And brother, keep making history, man. You're a genius. You're a magician for me. And I really appreciate, you know, this time talking with you.
Absolute pleasure. You're gonna
Before-
make me cry. Come on.
I would love you to go to the studio, you know, here in Bogota, to
Let's do
write a
this.
música local, so we can
Let's do this.
play with the Neve. What console do you have in your studio?
Well, I don't really have a console. I have preamps.
Uh-huh.
And I have a summing mixer, which I use
Okay,
for
nice,
like it.
yeah.
I have a Chandler mini mixer, which has the same kind of transformer than the Neve. It sounds like kind of larger than life. I love this sound.
And have like this analog texture.
Exactly, yeah.
the signal,
Some
in the
people think it's not very good for electronic music because it kind of tame the transient.
Uh-huh.
It's not as aggressive as a SSL or this kind of desk.
Yeah.
But I just like how it's just like large and organic, and I just love that. So
No,
yeah.
you have to choose, you know, what you want for your music. Your music is like a heartbeat, you know, it's in the dance floor and in the headphones when I go running.
Absolutely.
You know, it feels like a very, very with a good taste, you know, in the election on the cues, how you put the effects, how you pan things, you know.
Yeah.
And do you mix your own tracks? Like you
I
mix
do.
it?
I do.
And do you do the master too?
No, I don't do the mastering because I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the ears. But even for mixing down, I'm not very good. But I like to control this part of the
Yes.
of the process because it's part of the creative process for me. Sometimes, you know, I'm almost finalizing a track and I'm like, oh, hold on, the kick drum is not right, and then I go back to the first step again, and it's like it's all happening at the same time somehow.
Yes.
So I do my own mix down.
Nice.
And it's a pain. It's really painful. It's time consuming, but I think it's important. That's how you make your sound a bit different, especially in electronic music.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
because so many people they work with the same sound engineers, and they are great, but it sounds like the same.
Like the same, yeah.
They're not gonna be happy when they're gonna.
So I think
But-
that identity and like unique things, unique artists, unique productions, unique live shows, like are born from that decisions, you know, the decision that you do with your talent. Like, okay, I'm gonna use this because it's faster, but
Yeah.
what is the price of that? you know?
Absolutely.
Or I can be 20 hours with a synthesizer, with a Uno, with a Prophet, like
Yeah.
messing around because I wanna touch that. Yeah, that feeling, you know, make that magic happen, and put that in the world, you know.
It has to be unique. It has to be unique. It has to be, and it often come from an accident. And it has to be unique. And even though it's not perfect, actually I like when it's not perfect. You know, sometimes when I listen to my old tracks, I'm like, oh, the kick drum is too loud. But I kind of like it.
Art is messy.
Absolutely,
Art
it
is
has
messy.
to be. It has to be.
That sentence Frank Filippetti, an engineer that came here to teach us like a master class with Audio Technica. He told me, I told him like, hey, give me your email so I can send you some. Okay, artist Messi at Gmail, and he told me like, bro,
it's all about that. Yeah,
it's not perfection.
Taking
it's the
risks.
Feeling.
Absolutely,
it's the feeling that you put into things, and you're planning like some collabs with this year, like new collabs with some artists.
Probably, yeah, but it's too early to talk about that. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, you know, I'm 48 years old, and I feel like there is an emergency for me to like refresh and take more risks and collaborate.
Yeah.
Because there is always something to learn, and I've learned so much by myself. But now I just want to, take more risks, and I don't care anymore. I just go with the flow.
Nice.
And so probably singers. Drummers probably, and maybe you. I don't know.
No, yeah, we have to do a Colombian track, man, and we can make like a legend song of Colombia and put it into our sound, you know. And we can meet in the studio. I like to be in front of the producer and musicians and like talk with them and play with them and be with you, you know, like making a track. We can make that thing happen. And I was thinking how you see like your music, like in what gender, in what place do you think your music is? How can you describe your tracks, your live show, your music?
I always try to stay away from genres and it, you know, I don't like being too pigeonholed. Yeah, but yeah, it's. And my music has evolved a lot, so it was minimal house at some point, and it became melodic house, and then so there's a little bit of everything, many influences. There's a bit of Afro house also lately. Techno, I started producing techno, so there's definitely a little bit of. I know it will surprise a lot of people. A little bit of techno in my music, in the attitude, in the way of how I process some sounds and stuff. So it's definitely in between things. I just like to be myself, actually. You know, it's always hard to define my music with just one word. You know, like it's too difficult for me.
Nice.
And I'm not sure I want to do that. Actually, I just want to, you know. But if you listen to like the big. Like the big acts in electronic music, like the Chemical Brothers or Daft Punk. It's Daft Punk, it's the Chemical Brothers. It's not, it's nothing else, you know.
It's like I think that the rock and roll is always in the real music.
Right.
We are like rockers, man. It's
right.
Like,
yeah. That's how it is. That's they are themselves, and I don't know why. Since the very beginning in electronic music, we like constantly creating subgenres and subgenres. I don't even know what's going on. You know? It's
man,
like
I
see the Afro, psyche,
Afro melodic, hyper Indian.
What the heck is that? You know, it doesn't make any sense. It's probably. I thought it was something like the journalists, the press created, like just like to kind of categorize stuff. But that's what I like on Spotify. You know, there's like.
Inclusive, like an inclusive platform where you can like find.
It's inclusive,
for everyone.
Absolutely. It works very well for me.
And what DJ artist or producer do you recommend me to hear?
So Trick, as I said before.
Afro, Afro.
Oh, Afro house.
Afro, tribal, drums.
Oh, it's difficult. I have no idea. Afro. I like Afro. I like Awen a lot, but she's not gonna like it because she's trying to do something else than Afro house at the moment. But she's great. She's a great singer, and she has those are definitely Afro influences. But she's trying to move away from this genre because it's been it became so formulaic.
Yeah, you know that I'm been like doing things like with this new sound that I call cumbia house.
That's interesting, right?
Yeah, it's like. I know that Afro House is like the big name, you know, where global things happen. But when I heard Afro House for the first time, I already heard that things, you know, in a lot of productions of Chinese men, probably, you know, some tribal house techno things going on in the 70s or 80s, you know.
Yeah.
But now has this tag, no? So when I heard like these new Afro House tracks, I feel like a lot of cumbia, you know? The thing of the drums, of the... So we can do that.
Like, cumbia with electronic music works very well. There's this. I don't remember his name, unfortunately, but There is this Peruvian artist doing electronic cumbia, and I'm obsessed with this. It's crazy. It works so well. You know, it's super lo-fi, dirty, and it has this. You know, cumbia is. It's always a little behind, and it's so. It's
very cool.
Sexual kind of.
Yeah.
Love that. I love that.
And with power, you know, with energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember his name. I'm feeling guilty now. But yeah.
You know, Quantic make a lot of
Quantic,
things.
Quantic,
they are genius making that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have to hear my tracks too that we make last year.
You work with Quantic?
No. With some Colombian DJ producers, and yeah, I'm fighting for that tag to be new in the industry. You know, that cumbia house tag. It will be cool.
It's something that is meaningful for you. You really want to.
Yeah, because I feel that Afro is cool. Yeah, but we can mix and have like that. Identify things, you know. Not make all the things in the same basket, you know.
Get back to something like authentic. Because problem with Afro house, it's not a problem, but they removed all the African influences from Afro house. There's nothing.
Yeah, totally.
It's not politically correct to say that, but it's nothing black anymore in Afro house.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. But it's the tag because
it's the tag
because a lot of musicians and producers are doing that job. You know, like like making the research of sounds and getting into the studio. Yeah. Music is life, energy, and happiness.
You know, it is.
And techno artists that you recommend me of techno music. Please.
Techno music. I'm pretty old school. I just like the old stuff.
Inspire you like a lot.
I like the old stuff. I like the old stuff, man. Yeah.
Give me 2 names.
Yeah, like the Carl Craig and Kenny Larkin. Yeah. I'm old school. When it's about techno, I'm old school because there was like this raw, fresh energy, power, and anything Detroit. But yeah, like anything Detroit, Chicago, New York, like all those early 90s kind of.
Quite a movement, no? In that time.
Yeah, because they were taking risks. They were like, you know, and they didn't care about anything. There was no business around this music yet.
To party, you know, on the dance floor, absolutely, all the industry going on, you know, was amazing.
Was authentic, was real. Yeah. I hope we can get back to this energy at some point, you know.
The roots.
The roots, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Nice.
It's our responsibility. Let's get back to the original intention, impulsion.
Yeah. Okay, Olivier, now finishing here that transmission of the Octava Podcast here in Bogota, Colombia, in the Spotify house. Tell me the best compressor for a kick.
Okay, I don't compress my kick drums.
Oh, nice, bro.
I don't. So the best compressor is nothing.
It's nothing,
No.
Nothing. For guitars, what do you use?
For guitars,
what amps?
I use a lot of the LA2A.
Nice.
1176. And the plugins, a lot of plugins actually, like Fab Filters.
Nice.
I think I could do it, and everything in the box with Fab Filters. Those are great.
Nice. And for vocals, for
reverb, LA2A,
and reverb.
LA2A reverb, Valhalla, Lexicon.
The Lexicon is beautiful.
Valhalla Lexicon. I use a blend for the vocals. I use a blend of. It's getting very technical now.
Yeah.
A blend. I like using a blend of things. A lot of parallel processing. But yeah, for vocals, it's a mixture. It's a mix of Valhalla, Lexicon, 224, and a lot of delays. Diffuse delays, and I kind of mix everything together to create this space.
Automatizations a lot. Your tracks, yeah.
Yeah, I like when it moves.
And the best software for you for production, Ableton?
It's Logic.
Logic.
Yeah.
I produce in Logic too,
yeah,
bro?
I love Ableton when I play live. I use it in the studio, just like messing around with loops and stuff. But I finalize everything in Logic. I just like it.
Logic has a lot of new features.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And
nice.
I've been using Logic for like so many years that
Me
it's
too,
like
it's my favorite DAW
it's very
right
intuitive.
now,
Yeah. So yeah, Logic.
Okay, Olivier, we are here finishing the transmission Octava Podcast. Thank you for being with us, hearing and watching this video with this great artist, magician of the electronic music.
Thank you so much.